Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Diamond Chat, brought to you by Dr. Karen Kramer, your hometown dentist in Grafton and Elyria. Tim Alcorn with AM 930 WEOL. Shaun Bennett with the Chronicle Telegram. We love to get together and talk high school baseball and softball as those young girls and young guys on the diamond continue to perform. Shaun, as always, great to see you. Great to be back on Diamond Chat. And speaking of perform and performances, we're going to start things off again this week with our individual top three performances.
Okay. Well, actually, I think are you gonna start this time?
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll start on the baseball side this week. And number one, as far as top three performances are concerned, Vermilion's Ridge Clark. Now, you're going to see a little bit of Ridge later on in Diamond Chat, but as far as his performance that we want to talk about, Monday against Edison, Ridge Clark for Vermilion was simply outstanding. He hurled a 3-hit shutout in a 4-0 win over the Edison Chargers. He struck out 10, did not walk a batter. And oh yeah, by the way, at the plate, he was 3 for 3 with a single, a double, and a triple. Great game from Ridge Clark. And again, we'll hear and see Ridge Clark a little bit later on in Diamond Chat. Secondly, as far as top three performances, Columbia's Carson Heidecker. Oh my goodness, he's having a huge week for the Columbia Raiders. In 2 games, he's gone 5 for 7, 2 home runs, and 9 RBIs. And oh yeah, Carson Heidecker can also pitch. He came in during one of those games and got a save for the Columbia Raiders. And our third, as far as the top three performances are concerned, Open Doors Bailey Loescher. Bailey Loescher, in an open door win over St. Martin de Porres, was 3 for 3 with a double. He had 6 RBIs for the Patriots in that win. And oh yeah, he's a catcher behind the plate, and he threw out a base runner trying to steal and did not allow a passed ball. So some terrific performances there. Ridge Clark of Vermilion, Carson Heidecker of Columbia, and Bailey Loescher of Open Door.
Wow, that was impressive. And I'm sure it's the same way for you. It's so hard to get these down to the top three performances.
Yes.
There's about 15, 20 girls I kind of had to narrow the pool down. But these are the 3 we went with this week. We're going to start with Ashley Torbert from Avon. Ashley went 8 for 18, 444 batting average with 5 doubles, a home run, 9 RBIs, and 5 runs scored in 5 games last week. Against the defending Southwestern Conference champion Midview Middies, she was 4 for 5 with a homer, 2 doubles, 5 RBIs, and 4 runs scored in that big 14-10 win.
Wow.
Early season kind of, they're scrambling in that SWC. That's a tough conference for softball. So Avon with a big win over Midview. So Ashley Torbert. I also have an Open Door athlete that's kind of cool, Alyssa Sheneman of Open Door. In the paper we wrote up as the 5s were kind of wild. She went 5 for 5 with 5 runs scored and stole 5 bases. She also pitched and gave up 5 hits in a 5-inning, 33-9 win over St. Martin de Porres. In that 5 for 5 performance, triple, double, 3 RBIs as well. So she obviously had a huge game for Open Door in that win. And then my last one is going to be Demaya Parks of Elyria. Demaya went 4 for 4 with a home run double, 6 RBIs, and 3 runs scored in a 16-09 conference win over Lorain on Tuesday. For the season, Demaya is 20 for 35. That's a 571 batting average with 2 homers, 4 doubles, 17 RBIs, and 13 runs scored. So my 3 top performances of the week are Ashley Torbert of Avon, Alyssa Sheneman of Open Door, and Demaya Parks of Elyria.
Job very, very well done. All right, well, each and every week here on Diamond Chat, we're going to bring you Get a Grip. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. Last week, we talked a little softball on Get a Grip. Well, today we're going to go to the baseball side. And I mentioned Ridge Clark earlier from Vermilion in the top 3 performances. He's an outstanding pitcher for Jeff Keck's Vermilion Sailor Ball Club. And so I had a chance to get together with Ridge Clark earlier, and he's going to show us and now show you one of his favorite pitches, the slider. He loves throwing the slider, and he's got a little bit of a kind of a sidearm motion to it. So it's a unique delivery of a terrific pitch. So Get a Grip with Vermilion's Ridge Clark. Give it a watch.
Hi, I'm Ridge Clark from Vermilion, and today I'm going to be showing how I grip my slider.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the grip, Ridge.
Well, I've just kind of always been doing this ever since I was like really young. I first started throwing a curveball or a slider. I just kind of take the the seams right here and just kind of put my 2 fingers right there across them, just like that.
Okay. Now you're a sidewinder, so does your arm slot and how you release the ball, does that also affect your grip?
Honestly, I really don't know how to answer that exactly because I've just been doing this all my life, so I've never really thrown a different way, so I wouldn't really know how to answer that and compare the arm angles.
Okay. And how about the tension or the tightness of the grip? Are you going full force, or tell us a little bit about the actual grip? How tight is it?
It's not very tight. I grip it the same like I would a fastball, as far as that is concerned. I kind of, just kind of loose. It's loose in my hand. I'm not really gripping it that hard. Just go.
I know. You sure this is okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're done now.
Perfect. So there you have it, Ridge Clark from Vermilion. That sidearm delivery as far as the slider is concerned, you could see the movement on that. And I have to also credit catcher Sterling Benko. I was right behind Sterling when that thing came flying in. Sterling Benko's my hero, but Ridge Clark with Get a Grip.
Yeah, same way last week. I was like, I'm filming behind her. I'm like, yes, I'm glad the catcher's got that glove ready to go. You don't want to. That would make a different kind of segment for the Diamond Chat if that ball got loose there. So great job for those catchers.
All right, big weekend coming up as far as softball and baseball action is concerned. Let's hope the weather cooperates. Shaun, on the softball side, a lot going on.
Yeah, a couple big tournaments locally. The Elyria Softball Classic is in effect. We'll have local teams there. Elyria Catholic and Elyria will be there. Columbia and Midview from the county, as well as Fairview and Bristol, which is out there by the Warren Youngstown area. Yeah. They're traveling all the way over too. So that'll be going Friday and Saturday, as well as Vermilion is hosting the Mel Stainbrook Invitational out their way. They'll have Bellevue, Eastwood, Woodridge, themselves obviously, a bunch of schools. That's also a 2-day tournament, Friday night game and then a couple Saturday games. And then as far as other schools, Keystone's traveling down to Lakota West down in the Cincinnati area, taking out a couple of big programs, Floyd Central from Indiana and Lakota West, that's at Lakota West, and Bradford as well. So that's kind of cool as well.
Yep, and on the baseball side, there's some action going on as well. Patriot Athletic Conference, a big game coming up on on Friday. It'll be Firelands at Buckeyes. Sandusky Bay Conference, we mentioned Vermilion having a terrific season. On Friday, they are at Margaretta. Saturday, non-conference baseball-wise, a couple of big games. Amherst at Elyria Catholic. That has the makings of a good one. Of course, Bay will be at Brookside, Vermilion at Rocky River. And in a game we'll have on AM 930 WEOL, Lorain will be at Elyria. That's a doubleheader over at Elyria. We'll have Lorain and Elyria's first game in that doubleheader Saturday afternoon at 2. And going back to Shaun talking about the Elyria Softball Classic, and again, knock on wood, if that weather cooperates, we will have Elyria Catholic and Midview Saturday morning. They're scheduled to play each other. So again, weather cooperating, we'll have EC and Midview in softball on Saturday morning, Lorain and Elyria in baseball Saturday afternoon. So our Diamond Duel coverage on WEOL really swinging into high gear.
Awesome. Sounds like it's going to be a fun weekend. I'll be out there at Vic Janowitz Field, so you're going to be out there as well. So we'll get to talk before the next Diamond Chat program. It'll be fun.
Absolutely. All right, to wrap things up here on Diamond Chat, last week we talked to a baseball coach as far as the In the Dugout segment. This week, going to be softball.
Yeah, we went and talked with Amherst Lacey Reichert. Obviously done some great things with that program in the last few years that she's taken over. Led the school to its first state tournament appearance just a few years ago, 2016. The seniors this year were freshmen that year, so they're kind of hungry. They want to do it again, so that'll be kind of cool. And Lacey, obviously, I mean, we both kind of were around when she was still playing, so it's kind of cool to see a young player turn into a young coach, hungry, doing some great things. So yeah. And before we go to the video, I just obviously want to say congrats for your big award this weekend. As I kind of joked on Twitter, I got one at wrestling, you got one here. We're kind of now the award-winning staff of the Diamond Chat, the award-winning hosts of the Diamond Chat. So
yes.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. It was pretty humbling, and to share that award with a guy like John Telich, who, of course, is just an iconic sports figure in the Cleveland market. That was pretty cool. So I appreciate your nice remarks. So again, Lacey Reichert coming up next on In the Dugout, but that's going to do it for this week's edition of Diamond Chat. Thanks to Bruce Bishop over there. He's handling the audio and the video. Shaun Bennett, thanks to you. Biggest thanks goes to you, the viewers. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy Lacey Reichert coming up next. And until we talk again next week, so long, everybody.
All right, welcome to In the Dugout with Amherst softball coach Lacey Reichert. Coach, just talk about your origins in coaching. What got you interested in getting out here and becoming a coach?
Well, pretty much first and foremost, my dad was a coach. He was the head basketball coach at Lorain High, the original Lorain High for 22 seasons. It pretty much came from him. And then when I went to college, I was majoring in phys ed, wanted to be a teacher. Coaching just made sense. I was fortunate enough, right off the rip, to get hooked up with John Rossitano, arguably one of the best basketball coaches in the county, possibly even the state. And between him and my dad, my mom throws her 2 cents in, but between those guys, I mean, they've led me. I mean, there's a reason Johnny's still on board. So.
You obviously take part in the Prebus. You guys were down in Florida to start this year. You get to do some kind of fun things as a team and as a coach. What's been some of the big moments that you've had over the last few years?
The last few years, I guess you can arguably the most successful season we had was 2016 when Madison Obert and Casey McGraw were freshmen, and they started on that state Final Four team. And I think since then, our expectations are to somehow get back there. And like how you said about us going to Florida, playing in the Prebus, you have to do those things to set your team up to give them the best opportunity to get back there and play the best teams. You got to beat the best, you got to play the best to be the best, and that's our goal.
Now, these girls are obviously older, but if you're having to teach somebody who's just starting out in softball, one of the very first fundamental, what's the first thing you teach a kid?
I mean, gosh, you can break it down defensively, and we do these things. We, just basic. We call it our ground ball series. We call our tee series. Just, getting in there, swinging off a tee. A lot of kids might think it's boring, but, it's essential to the, development of a good hitter. But just techniques and fundamentals have to be taught at a young age, or, that's when sloppy things develop, bad habits develop. So if you can get kids young and teach them the fundamentals of the game, from someone who knows, you have a good chance to develop a good player.
All right, thanks, Coach, for stopping this week, and good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.